working on the improvements for MediaPicker in .NET MAUI, I noticed there was not a great cross-platform way to read the EXIF information from images. Time to fix that. Now, before we're going to dive into the code and the functionality here, because I built a plugin to read the EXIF information from images, we'll get to that. There is a couple of things to unpack here. The MediaPicker, for the ones who don't know, the MediaPicker is the API inside of .NET MAUI that will allow you to pick images, capture images, or videos, right? So pick it from the gallery app on your device or capture it with the camera also on your device, right? So super easy, couple of lines of code and you're set up to get images, which is, super important now in the age of AI. It can serve as input for AI services and you can feed it with images and it can turn it into something else or read from it. Amazing stuff. I have a whole video dedicated on the improvements that I did for MediaPicker in .NET 10 for .NET MAUI. It should pop up on your screen right now, so go check that out, or the link is down below in the video description. If you've been working with images before, then you probably also already heard about EXIF, E-X-I-F. I have no clue what it stands for. I should have probably looked that up. But it is the little metadata that's embedded in images, right? So it has little metadata in there, and some applications, if you're on macOS and you right click an image and you go to the info or whatever it's called to get the properties, you can actually see some of the EXIF information. It has like the date and time whenever that picture was taken, with what camera, with what lighting, with what GPS coordinates, if that data is available, of course, if the device that took the image actually wrote it there, and if it didn't get scrubbed, yes or no. So, all that information could be available in an image, but there wasn't a really great cross-platform way to extract that information from an image. Now with the MediaPicker APIs that I implemented, you have the option to scrub the EXIF information, yes or no, or preserve it based on what you want to do. But there wasn't a great way to actually read it, to actually do something with that information. So it's in there, but you can't really read it. Luckily, I have a video and a template and all the things you need to start building your own .NET MAUI plugins. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll link it to the end of the video. If you have a great idea for plugins in .NET MAUI, be sure to check that one out. Link is also down below in the video description. But for this case, I decided to just do it myself. And honestly, with some help of Copilot, I vibe coded this whole plugin and it works amazingly. So here you go, the power of community, a little bit of creativity and a lot of Copilot, right? So here we are. The way this is set up, actually, let me pull up the browser right here because I got the GitHub repo right here, Plugin.Maui.Exif, right? So I have this little naming scheme that I like to use, plugin, because it's a plugin for Maui, and then the actual feature that it is, right? And you can already see like generated from this template right here. So you can use that to get started. Check out the other video for that. And here I implemented the way to read EXIF information. Maybe I'll also add the write EXIF information to this. Maybe that's a future idea. Let me know if that's something that you want or need. Let me know down in the comments. But for now, it just reads the information, right? So we have all of that. And of course, there is a little README here available with everything that's in here right now, what is supported, how it works, etc., etc. Provides the ability to read EXIF metadata from image files in your .NET MAUI applications. And of course, the way that .NET MAUI works is it does everything with the platform APIs available for this, right? So Android has APIs for this, iOS has APIs for this, Windows a little bit, I think. I think Windows needs some work, but iOS and Android definitely do work, and then together with iOS, macOS as well. So it's using under the hood the APIs on that platform. So, whenever something changes on their side, it should work automatically, which is really cool. Read EXIF metadata, get the common metadata, all these kinds of things. How to install? Just install the NuGet package plugin Maui.Exif. It says version 1.0.0 here. Actually, I should update this because I only release pre-release packages for now. We're up to preview 2, so go check it out. And most importantly, I almost forgot, scroll back up here, star that repository. You can see at the time of recording, it's only 6. I expect 600 after this video launches. Okay, so be sure to do that. Else I'll get mad. I'll stop releasing videos. Okay, so do it. Here, basic usage. It's just one line, basically. Await EXIF default, read from file async. You provide the file path, so you can also get images from anywhere, basically, and you will get a model back, a little model EXIF data that has all the data for you. You can use it with dependency injection. You can use it like a static API, whatever you want to do. And then reading the EXIF data, like I said, like you just get a model. If it's not null, right, always check if it's not null or something. You can get the camera, you can get the date, you can get the dimensions, you can get the exposure time, the ISO value, whatever. Everything is in there, right? Reading it from stream also works, and a bunch of extension methods as well. So super, super cool. Let's see how this works in practice, right? So open up Visual Studio. I got here, all the plugin, Maui.plugin repos have a sample app as well. So if you pull down a repository or just want to browse through it on GitHub, you can look through this and you will see this little sample app right here. Just has one simple page, main page, with the image that we're going to pick, the button to actually pick it, and then the border with a bunch of labels to show some of the EXIF information that we extract, right? And then here in the main page, code behind, I'm not really doing MVVM stuff right here. I implemented a couple of things through the MediaPicker, right? The MediaPicker that I just talked about, you can just pick the thing and then get the results from that and use it that way. We also have a file picker, right? So you can just do a file picker to pick something from the file system, not necessarily from the gallery only. And then whenever we do that, we can just say, hey, I have this thing, EXIF data, await EXIF, read from file async, get the full path, do that thing. If it's not null, display EXIF data, which is a little method that I implemented here for the UI, and then we're going to actually show it. And then what does this? What this does? Whatever this does, how it's implemented. We have this EXIF data right here, right? And if we navigate to it, then you can see, hey, we have the make, the model. So this is like your strongly typed thing, right? So you have all this information in here. We have the flash mode, which has a little enum of itself. So we got a couple of things in there, which is really cool. And then we display that in the UI, of course. So let's see, let's just run this on Android, which I have prepared here. On the emulator, there's no images by default. On the iOS simulator, there are images by default with EXIF information, so that makes testing a little bit easier. Or you could, of course, just, I also implemented take photo here, so you can just take a picture on your physical device, run this on your physical device, and see what metadata is provided there. What you can do with the emulator on Windows and macOS, just find, I did that, I binged with Google, I Googled with Bing, hey, sample image with EXIF information. You get a ton of images like that, and then you can just drag it on the emulator, or the iOS simulator works the same thing. Just drag and drop it on there and it will appear. Super, super cool. Pro tip right here. Okay, so choose from gallery. I drag and drop something in here. You can see it pops up here. And this is a random image. I don't even know what it is, to be honest. But it shows up here. It's a little church, it seems, or something, a big, similar building like that. And you can see it's taken by a Nikon Coolpix P6000 in 2008, right? It's only 640 by 480 pixels. It didn't extract the GPS coordinates, which is funny because when I was preparing this, it did actually extract the GPS coordinates. So not sure what's going on there. Might be a little bug right here. Please test this and see what it does for you. And then you can see all these other cool things. I think it shows up a little bit small on your screen, but we can see the color space, the compression, the date time again. Like this is basically the raw EXIF data. GPS, if it's there, image length, model orientation, all this cool stuff is available for images, works on Android and iOS. So let me know if this is useful for you. Please go try it out. Don't forget to start that repository. I'm waiting for it. I'm watching the star counter right here all the time. So make sure to do all of that. Submit issues, like if you find something like the GPS coordinates don't work when they should, please let me know, and maybe consider contributing yourself with a bug fix. That would be really, really amazing. If this was useful to you, please let me know, like and subscribe to this video. That would be really amazing. And maybe you want to get started building with your own plugins, you have your own crazy cool good idea, then maybe check out this video right here that will talk all about that and the template that I use to generate this plugin as well. And I'll see you on the other side for that video